Click go live. Preparing to live stream the meeting. So we'll wait. Okay, commercials on, so.
Okay.
Here we go. We're live. What's up? Welcome to Sunday Nights with Those Guys. With Paul on the panel and Phantom Flight 101. What's up, guys?
Hey, we're here, good, having fun, and I'm so honored to be with two of the greatest guys on live YouTube, Lawrence and Herman. I mean, you guys are the stars.
You know what? You know what, Herman? Hey, what's up, Mr. Crowley? You're the first one here. You know what, Herman? I think YouTube is paying this guy to blow everybody's heads up when he joins their live stream, man.
I thought I turned that cha-ching down every time I get paid from YouTube.
Because it seems
Crowley,
you have a whole list of streams that you go to, and then you attend every stream, and you're the Ed McMahon of every stream. Seriously.
Hey, Mr. Crowley, how's the bunny doing?
Mr. Crowley and his drone. What's good, man? How are you? And welcome. Paul, I have some interesting news, but I'm going to get into it in a little while. We're just going to sit here and shoot the breeze.
Okay.
So what did you do today, Paul?
Let's see. I went and shot a ship, edited the ship, went on with Canadian Drone Hub. Then I took a grandpa nap for an hour. Then I went out and trimmed bushes and mowed front and the backyards. Took a shower. I came in exactly at 4:40. Jumped in the shower, got myself together, and here I am because you guys are the ones that are important.
Well, I see. There's that pump again. He's going. He's pumping again. We appreciate it highly, man. We do. We appreciate it. Any and all support, Mr. Crowley and his drone, and everyone else who watches these live streams.
Yeah.
We need to work out some kind of giveaway, Herman, at some time and point. And I guarantee Herman is 1,500 hours away from becoming monetized, and we need to get Herman, Phantom Flight 101, monetized. So if he's got to have some marathon live streams, we may have to do that. So Wednesday nights with those guys may have to turn into random nights with those guys too, to get that 1,500 watch hours. Either that or come up with a really, really viral video.
I'd rather do that.
What's up, Hell's Pawn and Nameless Droner? What's going on? How are you guys? So what do you want to talk about, Herman? It's still early, like I said. We have a whole 2 hours to sit here and talk drone stuff, drone news.
Guys, don't forget.
Huh?
Don't forget, this coming Tuesday is the big day for us for the recreational pilots. Lands will be fully officially available.
What's good, Mark? How are you?
You know what else I did see? And it's funny because remember we were talking about representation in Washington?
Yes. Mark, they're sending you a link right now if you have time to jump in.
Well, I get these things all the time from the AMA.
Right.
And they send me, I get a link to the, video that they put out, their drone news and all that, their FAA news, stuff like that every week. And the last week episode, they had a lot to say about the movements that's going on with drones. And it all takes me back to the conversation that we had. I remember I said this to you before. I look at how a lot of times these soccer moms get things done. And what I've learned, what they do a lot of times is they go after, like when there's something going on with the school,
Yeah.
The school will be sympathetic, but they'll never listen until you drag them out to the courthouse.
Right.
Then now they want to start doing things. And a lot of times, when we talk about, maybe we could find a way to get the AMA to do a little bit more for us. They're talking about drones, but they're not doing anything about it. And I even think that they're not even doing so much about their own guys.
Well, they got it made, Herman.
Well, plus, I think that when it comes to that, you start talking, maybe that's something that could happen to them.
Hold on 1 second, I'll be right back.
Maybe their coat could be dragged upon and forced.
Well, what eventually is going to happen to the AMA, they're either going to have to change, but that doesn't do us any good right now.
Yeah.
Or their older members that have been around since the 50s, 60s, and early 70s are going to start dying off, and those automatic dues are going to stop coming into them.
Well,
and it's all about the money, Herman. It's all.
You just happen to mention money, and Fly Natural. Thank you so much for the super chat.
Yeah.
We appreciate it, and those guys really does appreciate it. This is why we need to get Herman monetized, so he and I both can contribute even more towards those guys. Because if you see what we have planned coming up later on in the year, you'll see what I'm talking about.
All I know is that the super chat that you were supposed to have,
here we go. When he gets that smile on his face, I get a little nervous there, Lawrence.
I see him all the time. I know where he's headed. I'm just gonna thank you again. Also, nameless
it's like every organization, when the little people get forgotten about, you know what I mean? The organizations seem to get investigated by the FBI and stuff like that. You know what I mean? I'm just saying.
Thank you, Nameless Droner, for the super chat as well. Very much appreciated. Now, see, what's happening here is, Paul, right now, until Herman becomes monetized, he can threaten a coup or mutiny.
Yeah, but Herman is doing the right things, though. He has become one of the stars now on YouTube Live, and so
I know he's in all his streams. And to be honest, I would really love to be on streams with you guys, but my wife is gonna have this on all day, all night.
Yeah.
You know what you got to get? I've seen it online. That steel building thing.
Oh, a safe room.
Yeah. You could get like from the commercial for the insurance, where that woman's she shed.
What, a she shed? I need a he shed.
You can have a he shed. Yeah.
You need to get one of those steel buildings built outside, and then you get some sheetrock and everything, cut a hole in it, put a window.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Can you hear us?
We can hear you.
Hello, Mark.
We can hear you, dude.
He doesn't have any earphones in. Does he have?
Yeah, he might need an earphone.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yes, we can.
We can hear you. Can you hear us?
Yes, I hope
Andrew.
I hope you didn't mind me cussing there a second ago.
No, that's all right. That's all right. We anytime Andrew's brother can come on is just great.
That's Mark. That's not Andrew.
No, that's Andrew's brother.
Mark.
Mark. Yeah.
I got it.
There we go. Yeah, it's Andrew's older brother apparently.
Yeah, that's what he said today. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm on the road again. I hope you guys don't mind. I definitely wanted to hear the show.
Yeah.
No, not at all, man. Not at all. We appreciate it very much.
No problem.
Were you out
Hey,
flying?
I have a correction to make on part of the discussion we had last night on FTV, if I can take 2 seconds.
What were you guys talking about last night? Because I had to break out. On what's that last night, Herman? On
I gotta get off of that.
Yeah,
There we
we
go.
were talking about FPV, and then after Paul hung up, they were talking about Paul falling asleep.
Okay.
There we go.
So, Mark, where you headed, man? Where are you headed?
I'm headed home now.
Okay.
Were you out flying?
What's that? No, I was not flying. I had to meet up with CNY drones.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So if I could take a second, I have to
Sure.
do a retract from our FPV discussion. Is that okay?
Sure. Just speak a little louder.
Okay. I'll tell you what. I'll hold the phone a little closer. How's that? Is that a little better?
That is perfect. But don't
Okay.
get caught holding it in your
Speaker
hand.
system was not working well in my car. So, okay, we were talking about the QX7 and the Tyrannus X Lite. I just held an X Lite in my hand, and I retract that I could pinch with that if I had to, and it wasn't that bad.
Really?
And also, unless it's a new model or whatever, I had said that apparently the gimbals were difficult to adjust.
Yeah.
Well, on the QX7, you have to open the box and play with some screws to reduce or tighten the tension on springs. Apparently, the X Lite with a little Allen wrench, you can do it from the outside. So
get out of
everything I
here.
said is backwards. At least it might have been from an older version of an X Lite, but the newer X Lites apparently are not like that.
That's interesting. That's also good to know.
Yeah.
Well,
So if you're
sounds like
So-
you're interested in getting an X Lite.
I'm not in any rush because I'm very comfortable with my QX7. But if I were able to fly something or maybe try it in a simulator to see if it would work out for me, then maybe I might, because it is smaller and more compact. So smaller in some respects is definitely appealing to me. So
Yeah,
I'm open-minded to it now.
Okay. All right. So keep us posted if you decide to invest in one. I know a few guys that fly FPV here in New York that own a couple, but they don't do the live stream circuit.
All right.
You know.
So, well, I mean, it comes down to also whatever you feel comfortable with, right?
This is true. That's very, very true, because I started out, believe it or not, with game style controllers, you know, and then I found out about multi-protocol.
Right.
You know, like this jumper here is good for tiny whoops. It's great for tiny whoops because of the distance and this very good signal. They have Hall gimbals. Once again, you can adjust these with a little twist of a screwdriver as well, but they come preset out of the factory pretty smooth.
Oh, nice. Nice. Well, I mean, like I said, I just like my gimbals very loose now. So as long if it's that easy to adjust them, then I can't argue against the X Lite anymore, because they come really tight. But now if you can adjust them and do it from the outside, so you can actually do it in the field and without having to break open the box, that's a nice thing.
This is true. Well, I appreciate that info, and maybe I'll start doing some research on them.
Okay, so I'll shut up about FPV now.
No, that's good. We are pretty much killing time until I can discuss some information I had found out. Are you familiar with a site, with the FAA site, or a page called Visualize It?
No, I have not.
Okay, well, the FAA put up a data map with every airport in the United States from Alaska to Hawaii, and it shows every airport that uses Lance, every airport that doesn't, every AMA airfield, as well as airports that don't comply with Lance just yet, or maybe because there's a technological difference and they need to upgrade, as well as total no-fly zones and military bases. So right now, if you get caught flying somewhere that you're not supposed to be flying, you deserve to go to freaking jail.
Yeah, understood.
I'm serious, because they're telling now, this map tells you the altitude ceiling for areas. Now, I live near JFK International Airport, and I'm within the 5 mile radius. I'm within the 3 to 5 mile radius of the airport, and I've been flying out here for years. Back when we had to call the control tower, air traffic control. Okay. Well, up until recently, only thing I could fly out here was my Mavic Pro. Tomorrow, I'm going to do a test and hook up through DJI, which is also using Lance, and see if they'll grant me permission to fly out here now, my Phantom 4 Professional, because it wouldn't get off the ground while Lance was all screwed up. Now,
Oh, really?
what day is that? Tuesday, Herman, the 23rd?
Yeah, Tuesday,
It's,
23rd.
they say the 23rd, it's supposed to be effective as far as
Supposed to be, maybe.
in Kitty Hawk. I know AirMap is using it already, but Kitty Hawk is supposed to be technically for the recreational flyer.
Gotcha.
DJI is supposed to be supporting it too.
Right. Now, DJI, before Kitty Hawk did anything about it, DJ, oh, Justin says he'll be late. DJI was already getting text messages and authorization to your phone using Kitty Hawk.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah. At least here in New York, they were. No, sorry, that's a lie. It was actually AirMap.
I never had
AirMap was sending
that.
you authorization.
Whenever I had to get authorization, I did it straight through the Go4 app.
Well, yesterday I was testing out a drone that a guy wants me to sell for him, and I had to downgrade the software because like I said, I live within a 3 to 5 mile radius of the airport, and it wouldn't take off. He had the latest firmware, and with the latest firmware, it wouldn't get off the ground. Anyway, I backdated it, and I was able to take off with authorization through my phone with the DJI Go 4 app, which
Okay.
means they've been doing it. DJI Go 4 has been doing it for a while, but now that AirMap and Kitty Hawk wants you to use them, what they're saying is, Herman mentioned it earlier, we were talking about, they're saying to hell with DJI Go 4 app. You better use something that the FAA approves.
Right.
So if you're going to be flying a camera drone, I suggest you register. I registered with AirMap. I'm about to register with Kitty Hawk. Probably tonight I'll do it. And even though I don't like having to start up an app to just before I fly, it'll be following the rules and it'll be doing everything the FAA wants. So then I don't hear no bull. And also, if through the authorization they give you a text giving you authorization. So if anyone walks up to you now, if they say you can't fly here and it's local jurisdiction, of course you have to leave. But pretty much you have authorization in your phone giving you permission to fly in that spot. So you know how you have the local yokels who come around. You're not supposed to be flying. Look, lady, I have authorization. Call a cop. Because once the officer gets there and see you have authorization, there's not a problem.
Okay.
Herman and I, we flew here in Manhattan, right, Herman? Not in Manhattan, I'm sorry, in Brooklyn, the Brooklyn side of the Williamsburg Bridge going to Manhattan. And the officer said a concerned citizen was concerned about 5 men flying drones over the bridge. And it was only 4 of us, first of all. I mean, maybe standing together, we look like 5. But the police officer came. Herman had his AMA and FAA registration on, and they didn't bother or harass us. By the time the police got to me, I wanted him to show him my ID. He said, "No, I believe you."
Well, that's good.
Well, that's the thing. Over the next foreseeable future, for all of us that do it the right way, we're going to be representing right out front to all of the local law enforcement people that really haven't got a clue what's going on.
Well, that's true. I agree with you. But hey, what's up, Jose Caraballo? I want to say this gentleman is donating hats to those guys. He watched one of my videos and he's like, he knows we represent NYC Five-Barrel Drone Meetup, and he offered to donate 20 hats to NYC Five-Barrel Drone Meetup. And I'm like, well, wait, hold on. What about some hats for those guys? So he's going to donate 10 hats to NYC Five-Barrel Drone Meetup, and he's going to donate some hats for those guys. Now, the stipulation is we have to give them away. So depending on the size of the hats and how we decide to come up with it, we will definitely be giving away some hats with hashtag on. What's up, Rick Halver? I'm sorry I missed you, bro. I tend to ramble on, and that's when Herman starts eating peanuts and Paul starts looking for his dessert list on what he wants to eat.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, waiter.
Yeah, exactly. What's with the hey, Mark? Looks like he's lining up to run someone over.
He's definitely got that stare going there.
I see.
Was he trying to get that
Oh,
spot?
he says, oh, so they must be snapbacks. All sizes fit. Well,
Okay.
Jose Caraballo,
Said
those guys
both sides, one size fits
Appreciate it.
most.
appreciate your contribution to our channel, and I will make sure that NYC 5 Borough Drone Meetup members that come to this live stream as well get your hats. Like I said, I'll mention that you
Thank
will
you
get
very
all
much.
the credit for it and be considered the donor. I cannot do this monetized without letting people know that you are donating these, and the stipulation is that we are giving them away.
Thank
So
you
that
very
covers
much.
our
I
behind
appreciate it.
if anyone looks at the rebroadcast.
Mr. Crowley has a suggestion for
How
you.
about the first person on today's chat? You know what? You know what, Mr. Crowley? You get that. You get the first hat. Seriously. You get the first those guys hat because he was the first one.
Yep, he was there.
That was very witty. I like that. It would nice to be one official site to check out before you fly. It would be nice. Official site before you fly. I have that app in my phone, by the way, Rick Halliber, and I like that app because you can actually fly in a spot. And are you familiar with it, Mark and Paul?
Yeah.
You're familiar with before you fly?
I'm sorry, repeat your question. My sound keeps turning off.
I was asking, hey, are you familiar with before you fly? Hey, Kurt.
Shaw.
I'm familiar with it, yes.
Okay, because Rick Halliber was saying it would be nice to use before you fly if you're in an area that's safe enough for you to fly. You can take a snapshot of the area you're in. I do like that app. I have that app in my hand.
Yeah. Lawrence.
What's good? EBR. How are you guys?
Hey, Lawrence, if I may, for everybody in the live chat and everybody that's watching in the house now, we have the Wizard of Zoom, the man that knows all, sees all, has all, and is all to so many countless other people in the world, Mr. Curtis Dart.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
You know, see, now we got to get a soundboard, Herman, so I could at least play it in applause after you
Yeah,
did
applause.
that.
That'd be cool.
You know
Yeah.
what's funny about that? It's like with Curtis's voice, you're waiting to hear him say, "Don't pay attention to the man behind the curtain."
Yeah.
Don't pay attention to the man behind the curtain.
Hey, what's up, Cool Bick? What's going on, Ray? We need to make another night flight, man. You see that footage? Okay. What's going on, Kurt? How are you? And thanks for popping in.
Hey, sorry I'm late, but I have good news.
What's up, man?
What's that?
I was as soon as I got the notification to come on with you guys, I got a phone call, and I've been on the phone for a little bit here. We are going to be getting
A box of FTAA bids.
no, close. It's not that good. We are going to be getting some coupon codes for people that would like a discount on the FT Aviator.
Cool.
That's great. That is great.
That's
It's not
great.
not free, but we're getting some. We're gonna get some codes, which is cool.
Are they gonna give it? Did they say how much a discount? I mean, is it gonna roll it back to the
Original price?
to the $2.99 or?
I don't know yet. They're supposed to get back with me on that Monday. They're really excited that I keep talking about it, and I told them, I said, look, you guys got to start giving me something to give away here. And
Yep.
they're like, okay, we're going to put some numbers together. We think we can do some stuff for you. And they're not sure how much it's going to be. I don't know if it's going to be 5% or 2% or 50% or what, but something is better than nothing is the way that I look.
Oh,
This is
sure.
true. That's
Sure.
true. Well, like we were just talking about there's a gentleman that checked out one of my videos, Jose Caraballo, if I'm pronouncing it right. He just donated some those guys hats and some NYC 5 Borough Drone Meetup hats. So
Oh, sweet.
we're gonna have some hats to give away pretty soon. I need to arrange the time and place to meet him and thank him for the donations. Maybe get a few shots. Herman, I'll discuss that with you, and maybe we could do a those guys kind of episode or video really quick there as well?
Yeah, we could do that. I'll bring the camera. You know.
That's what I was hinting at.
I need Herman. We need you to do the work part.
There you go.
Come on, Herman. We need it. We need. Come on.
Mark, welcome back, Mark. It looks like you're fighting with your phone, dude. Please pull over to the side and do that.
Why? Val does everything on the go.
Oh, Val does everything at 100 miles an hour. What do you?
Now check this out. Oh, you're going out tonight, huh, Colbeck? You know, you lucky bastard. You live right there in Brooklyn, so you can go be anywhere, like anywhere within 30 minutes.
I have a good spot.
What happened?
I didn't have a good spot.
Hey, come on now. We got what, 11 people watching, only 6 likes. Come on, folks, hit that like button.
Yes. Please. All right. It is 5:25. Let me go through this whole spiel with this FAA Visualize It map. This map that the FAA put up, and I'll go into detail. I'll actually copy the link, so if you can't see what's happening on screen, you can kind of follow along with me. Let me explain it first. FAA has just recently come up with a map that anyone could use on their website. It's called Visualize It, and the FAA UAS data for the United States, and I had mentioned earlier, it shows every airport in the United States from Alaska to Hawaii to Maine that participates in LANCE. And let me just pull it up. That would make it even easier to do, to just share the screen. Now, walk me through this. If I pin the video, right, and then share screen, you guys should be able to see everything, correct? You guys can see that?
Yep.
Okay. This is on the official FAA website, all right? And in upper left-hand corner, they call it Visualize It, and it's the FAA UAS data map. Now, the green dots that you see, I zoom in a little. I'm going to try and zoom in a little without zooming down to earth, are every airport that participate in, see, I did too far, that participates in LANCE. The red spots are total no-fly zones and or, I can't adjust this map right, and or military bases, etc. So, for example, I'm over Wichita. Let me see if I can pull that to the middle of the screen. Wichita Airport. Each one of these green dots basically are an airport. Okay, and I think I went too far. It's kind of hard to do with a little bit of lag. Okay, I got it to come up. If you see the green and red with all these numbers in it, basically 0 is you cannot get in the air.
No.
If it's a red area, usually it's an airport. It's an airport. In this case, McConnell's Air Force Base. So you see where there's 100, 300, 400.
Yeah.
Now, if you're within a radius of an airport, like you used to have to do back in the day, and call the airport and let them know where you were and stuff like that. Now you can just pick a spot anywhere and you're within a grid, and it'll tell you what the ceiling is for that area. For example, this blue box I clicked on, the ceiling is 400 feet, and it's within the 5-mile radius of the airport.
Lawrence, allow me to interject here. This is what I was showing you from before. It's a better example of the upside down birthday cake, wedding cake.
Yeah.
To show you how the altitude picks up the further you go out.
Right. Now, what's cool about this is the dots that are in red, those are airports that don't participate and or military bases, but it also shows every AMA airfield. I'm going to try and pull up New York, which is let you guys see what we have to go through here. But every AMA airfield across the United States is a blue dot. So, for example, I live on this southern peninsula in New York, right here, that little green area where the mouse is. And this little blue dot right here that I click on is a recreational area. In fact, Herman, is Pennsylvania RC Society.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you're familiar. I don't know where that is exactly. I'd have to zoom in.
That's over by Garrison.
Okay, but they show the AMA airfields, etc. Now, what I like about this map is there is no possible way. How do I unpin? Oh, there we go. There is no possible way for you to fly a drone now and not know where the hell you are or how high you're supposed to be flying.
There's one other thing you should point out on that map.
Yeah.
If you can pull that map up again real quick and
There's
get to
the
one of those.
Hold on 1 second. Let me go here. Sure can.
What a lot of people are going to make a mistake with, especially when the new hobby rules come into, or when the new hobby rules allow you to use the Lance system.
Yeah.
On that grid, and you notice, okay, so yeah, where you were, we're just fine.
Oh, okay. Hold on. I'm sorry.
Pull up a grid anywhere you want.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. It's just if you roll the wheel too much,
right,
it'll zoom down to Earth.
like below Earth.
Well, okay, you can see the green. You can see the green grids now.
Okay, come up a little bit closer. I want to see the 100 and 400 and.
Oh, okay, I got you.
A little bit closer.
A little closer.
How's that?
Okay, that's not a good example because okay, so right here on where it says 400 and then 100, right, and see where it's over the river, rocky right there. All right, so let's say that you're in that 400 grid, but you're in the corner.
Right.
Go. Okay, you're right there, right where your mouse is.
Right.
If you call in on your Lance system and say, "Hey, I'm in the 400 grid at this particular location, and I want to fly at 400 feet," they're going to go, "Okay." But the minute you cross over to that 100 feet on the other side of that grid, you're in trouble. And this is where there's going to be a lot of problems.
Yeah, I could see that happening with a lot of beginners. A lot of beginners.
This is something.
I see your point. I do see your point with that because where I live, hold on, if I can pull it up, I'm going to show you where I fly from. Okay. And where I fly from, I'm going to show them Beach 9th, Herman, if I can pull it up really quick. But I'm sorry, I can't see the chat room right
By
now.
the way, Mr. Crowley and his drone, there's a link right above Novice Quad. Put it up there, and that's the link to the web page.
Yes. I'm just waiting for it to zoom in a little more. I don't want it to over zoom. All right. This is New York here.
No margin for error in this case.
See this peninsula here? Right here? Where I'm moving? The most southern peninsula in the middle of the screen?
Yep.
Right.
I live on that peninsula.
Well, the interesting thing right by your mouse there goes 400 to 0, which is boom.
Because that is, now I'm going to zoom into that, the 0 area. The 0 area is JFK International Airport.
Right, that's why it's 0.
Right, it will go from 400 to 0. The peninsula that I'm on right here is 400. Now, I'm trying to find a spot, Herman, where we fly from Beach 9th.
The reason for that is, Paul, there are tall buildings that they have to clear.
Yes. This area right here, this little corner, Beach 9th Street, is where I literally fly from. And we've had meetups here. The ceiling is 400 feet. Now, let me state, if the planes are landing anywhere within a 1 mile radius of where I just showed you on that spot, that ceiling changes because it will drop your ceiling to 292 feet. It'll drop your ceiling to 200 feet as well. So I wanted to point that out also.
Lance, you won't get clearance in a 0 area.
Right. Ken Herring already showed that.
You won't get clearance in the 0 area.
So, Curtis, can you guys hear me? I don't know if my phone's working. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes, Andrew. Oh, I'm sorry. It's Mark.
So Curtis, that example that you mentioned a second ago, what you're saying is in a situation like that, there's little to no margin of error in a case where you're that close to a.
What you are supposed to do, and they may point this out in the upcoming on the 18th. They have a webinar they're going to do, but what they're talking about essentially what you're supposed to do is if you're in a 400-foot grid and you're right beside a 100 or 200-foot or 300-foot grid, you're actually supposed to register for 300 feet or whatever the next grid is down in case you cross over into that grid space.
Okay.
That's what they're telling us.
So any field adjacent to where you're flying, if you're that close, you need to be registered for both grids.
Both grids, exactly. Hey, I'm going to be in grid here, grid there, and then you register for the lowest altitude that you're allowed to fly. Now, if the grid next to you is 400, if you're in a corner space and the grid next to you is 400, I wouldn't worry about it. But if you are next to a grid that is a lower airspace where you can only go 200 feet and the one you're in is 400 feet, then you need to register for the 200 feet.
That would make a lot of sense.
You need to be proactive when you do this stuff.
I'm not on the computer and I can't look at the link. What's the name of this again?
Visualize it. It's on the FAA website. I just put the link in the chat so you can click on that, or you can just type in FAA, visualize it, and this map literally, like I said, shows every airport participating in lands and the ones that aren't, as well as wildlife preserves, which are strictly off limits, state parks. I zoomed in on the Grand Canyon. Did you know you need a special permit to fly the Grand Canyon since that last helicopter went down there? And if you're not news or something at that level or higher, they're pretty much not going to give you a permit to fly the Grand Canyon anymore.
Came up when they did the Statue of Liberty and everything else is what they did now.
Oh, this map also shows the Statue of Liberty. Remember the white buoys, Herman, that were around the perimeter of the Statue of Liberty? And they claimed if you passed those white buoys, there was a risk of being shot down. Well, which was crap, but that's what they claimed. They've expanded that parameter now because people are coming up with a Mavic 2 zoom and zooming in on it really close.
Yeah, but you had a good amount of distance before you couldn't,
Well, they've expanded that no-fly zone around the Statue of Liberty now. So
how much further?
From what it used to be 350 to 400 feet.
No, it was more. It was like 400 feet or more. It looked like
was about I'd say about 350, 400. I think they've almost doubled that, which makes sense. I mean, if they're gonna, Al Diaz, you guys don't leave the live stream, but click on the link and bookmark it. And now you literally have no excuse. You can type in an address also, Kurt, on this particular site, and it'll bring you to that address and that grid, and it'll show you the flying ceiling for that area, whether it's 200 feet or not. Now, my problem is what you mentioned, Kurt. Say you're in a 200-foot grid, in a 200 grid area, okay, near an airport. If you go above that 200-foot grid, what happens? I mean, and if you're using AirMap should be recording it. Your drone should be recording it. I mean, this is just something to think about. That's all. No comment, nothing.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I got two things going at once. Well, what was the question again?
I was saying, if you're in a 200 ceiling area,
right?
I'm wondering what the repercussions would be if you went above that 200-foot ceiling area, being that Air Maps is recording your flight, or Kitty Hawk if you're using them, like the government says you should be using a FAA authorized app.
Well, I don't know what the consequences are. I'm sure they're going to announce it on the 18th at the webinar.
Now, keep in mind, that's only for when it is necessary to get clearance to fly in a specific place.
Right.
There's a lot of places you're going to be flying where you won't even need it.
Well, all I know is I'm interested to see what happens on the 23rd. They've already, technically Lance is already working because we've been using it through our DJI Go 4 apps already. Right,
Mm-hmm.
Paul? Did you even get that in where you're at, where you fly?
Yes.
You get the warnings and the database updates and all of that. I mean, where you're at.
Yep.
And you're fully up to date with everything, all software.
Yeah, pretty much. Except the problem is that you got to keep watching for updates because it's so new. There's updates keep rolling out as they find little things they want to change or update.
So they haven't put any no-fly zones as far as you flying the ships and anything through that bridge area, etc.
No, they have not.
Now, see, it's different here in New York. They're slowly issuing no-fly zones in, well, around bridges. Before you used to be before people were flying over bridges and flying back. Now you can't do that. Some people can, some can't.
You got to remember, it's because it's still in that B airspace. If you look at the rings on the map, you're still within that radius of the airport. That's why, if you look at those bridges, if you look at the rings that are on the map, that if you notice from when we were flying the other night, it might not apply to down by the other bridge, but around by Williamsburg, you see it's still in that ring from Manhattan.
Yeah.
Exactly.
In
And
fact,
when you get further up the East River, the rings almost meet from both airports.
true, that's true. In fact, it's kind of funny because I ran into the no-fly zone that night we were flying.
That's what I mentioned to you, that thin corridor down the East River that we can fly.
Yeah.
Like, it's retarded.
Timothy Huxell. Hey, what's up?
What is up? That's my buddy Timothy.
You can send him a link, you can.
Yeah. Before we do that, I just want everybody to know that we today, right now, this very minute, we are graced by the very presence of, ladies and gentlemen, the Ed McMahon of live talk YouTube shows, our very own Mr. Paul Murray.
Now, if you do know, if you do that, you're gonna have to pull an Andrew or Ken Herron and have a soundboard.
Yeah, I know.
that, right?
That's the next thing I'm gonna work on is get me one of those.
I do have a question for the esteemed guests.
Hold on, Ray
Did
wants
he have
to
his
come in
nap
too.
today?
Go
Did he
ahead.
have his nap today?
Did I have my nap today? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I had my nappy today, but I went out and did a whole bunch of work out there. So
Yeah, he came in, he joined the meeting and he was like, I did have my grandpa nap.
yep.
He
Okay.
did.
Yeah, I'm good for an hour or two, but then after a couple of hours, then it's kind of like dicey,
You gotta have those brownies nearby, get you that energy boost.
Yeah, exactly.
You need the brownies to get the blood flowing again.
Yep, that's exactly. You guys know me. I'll tell you that. You guys know me.
Oh, he just woke up. Timothy would be a great guy to have in this conversation because he works at operations at an international airport.
Okay. Well, I'm interested to see what's happening. Apparently, Lance is operational because the FAA put this visualize it map up.
Lance has been operational all along for the 107 pilots. They're just
Yeah. But Herman was talking about that earlier. And what were you saying, Herman, about them leaving? What the hell? Oh, Paul Murray started screen sharing. Yes, this is it.
That's the bridge right there that I fly.
Okay.
The freighters going up and going down. This is the St. Clair County Airport is down here.
Okay, so you know we're near the no-fly zone then.
Yep, yeah, exactly.
And
Right.
you know what? This map would actually help hold up in court pretty much.
Yep.
If you're flying the way you're supposed to, and they say you're not, you could pretty much pull up and show what you were doing.
Yep.
That's
Yeah,
interesting.
And it's it really is pretty
And
deep.
it's a
pretty
little
deep.
slow to cite, I guess, right now until they get enough servers online. to
Right.
speed it
But
up.
see, here's the bridge, and upbound ships I fly from over here out to about here, and in downbound ships I fly from here.
Well,
down.
from what it shows, up until the 400 point that's over the water, over by 40B or 4, yeah, they're right there. Up until there, you could fly that whole river, huh?
Yep. except down here it gets to be 200 feet, 200.
What's the
100.
gap across that water? Because that's Canada.
Got Canada over here, U.S. over here.
Yeah, what's the gap? What's that gap?
Right
That
here,
is- yeah.
about a quarter mile to a half mile.
Are you serious? I could take my drone international and get
Yeah, if
get
you
in
had,
trouble.
if you want private pilots always, since the blue water bridges are right here, and the blue water and everything, and the ships traffic, there's always planes flying up here about 600-700 feet, doing a circle. They wow whoever they have on the plane here. But the other thing is what's not on this map, because this is a U.S. map, is out here
Mm-hmm.
is Sarnia Airport. Right
I
there.
see it. Had for the air, and it's not now. Is it still an active airport?
Yes, it is.
That's strange. Well, okay. So there's the show
so
that not everybody's participating. Period.
Yeah, the 5 mile ring, which shows up on my Enterprise, actually is goes out to about here, and it comes down around about like this,
Well,
and just right along the edge of their shoreline right there like this, and back
Yeah.
down around like this.
well, I do know the FAA did put out a disclaimer saying that there are airports that want to participate, but technologically wise, they have to upgrade
Yep.
before they can.
Yep.
So that would kind of make sense.
Yep.
I mean, I don't know how modern that airport is or whatever, but he did make a disclaimer. I was watching on the video.
Hey guys, I got to reboot my computer here. I got something locked up. I'm going to jump out and jump back in here in just a second.
And
Okay.
here's another area. You see my pointer there?
Yeah.
There's a hospital right there. This is a hospital complex right here.
I
And they
sent
have a heliport.
Ray, I sent the link already.
And they have a heliport right about here on top of the roof of the hospital.
And,
But it's
and
not-
that's not
It's
and,
not.
and you know
It's not a no
what's messed
fly.
up? I need to look at my map and see. Now they tore down the hospital which had a heliport, and UAV forecast still shows it as an operational airport, even though as an operational heliport, even though the hospital has been shut down for about 5 years.
Yep.
But that's interesting. I didn't know you were that close to the Canadian border, but
Oh yeah.
I was wondering what area you actually flew, and now I have a perfect description of where it
What's
is.
funny? I told you I found where Paul was flying
Yeah.
only by looking at where he was flying and going on Google Maps and finding the area.
Yep.
All I did was look for that bridge, and then when you zoom in close enough, you can go to the satellite view, and you can go to the ground level.
Right.
Like,
And be along the
that's
shore.
the area.
Yep.
Now, Paul, what's the furthest you've flown your drone?
Oh, it's always line of sight. But with my
I'm sorry.
with
Stupid answer.
my high intensity strobes on,
Uh-huh.
I have flown down to about here from here,
Okay.
Okay.
following a ship down. And then from here, right here is a little parking area. I've flown and I catch the ship here and follow it up and do my loop around like this and come back to here.
Okay.
So up into here.
Hey, what's up, Timothy? Kurt will be back. He had to restart his machine. But thanks for popping in. I sent Ray the link. Let me try and send it again.
You know what's funny about that, Paul? If
What's
it
that?
got here, we
Uh-huh.
would be flying into Canada every day.
Well, I fly over Canadian waters, but there's a reciprocal agreement as far as FAA and Air Transport Canada. They only get real touchy if you get within like a half mile in the border, or if you get too low to the ground, then they get over their border, over their landmass.
Uh-huh.
Because what happens is, like I say, civilian aircraft always loop around it, and they're going over Canada and back again. And but you would really get in a lot of trouble if you went over there and landed in Canada. Then that's
I was going to say, if you landed over there, you'd have to clear customs, wouldn't you?
Yep. You'd be in big trouble.
Oh, Herman, he wanted the link for the map, for the FAA map. This is it right here. It's called Visualize It.
No, that's what you sent him.
What's going on, Timothy? How are you?
Pretty good. How are you guys? Just waking
so for you
up.
guys, so for you guys that don't know, Timothy, he's not air traffic control, but he's operations. So anything like drones coming into airspace or situational problems, emergency problems, stuff like that, that falls right into his lap. So he has to take care of that stuff. And he's a great resource to have if you guys have questions and stuff. So that's why I kind of asked him to jump in here and help out on some of these things.
Well,
Tim, your mic's off.
Sorry, I'm giving a driving lesson as we're driving to pick up an afternoon snack.
Oh, okay.
Hey, I was going to mention, and you guys were talking about that Lance system. So for hobbyists, that's going live, I think, July 23rd or 25th.
23rd.
To 23rd.
Yeah. So you'll be able to use like AirMap as a hobbyist to go on and file for approval to fly in controlled airspace, which I think is going to be pretty awesome. Right. It'll quit people from calling the FAA towers asking for clearances. So I'm excited about that.
Well, Timothy, they already have announced that you cannot call the tower anymore anyway. I would be interested to see if there are still people calling the towers.
Well, I from what I understand, they don't want you calling the tower, but under certain circumstances, you might have to. I think it has to do with a distance thing. Maybe Timothy could clarify that.
I can check into it and report back, because I know, like, for the Denver airspace, my understanding is there's one guy for the entire FAA for the entire Denver metropolitan area that handles the Lance approvals, the ones that get kicked out, not the auto ones, but the ones that need to be looked at. And they've told him, like, hey, you only have to check this once a week. So, I'm not sure. But like where I live, if I cross the street, I'm in controlled airspace, which sucks. But I'll find out and report back.
Thank you, Timothy.
Yeah, whatever he says, I've got a direct line to Timothy, so he'll get it to me, and I'll get it to everybody else.
That's cool. We would appreciate that information, and any little bit of information helps.
Also, Timothy, now that you've been on here, you are officially one of those guys.
That's true. This is true. Hold on. You gotta type in the chat room so I can give you a blue wrench. But hold on a second. I also have to. I'm trying to send someone an invite. There it is. Copy invitation. Duh. I'm sorry about that. I was trying to Ray.
There you go. I typed something in the chat for you.
I send the link through Messenger just now. All right. There he is.
So Timothy, you're now Midwest those guys.
Yeah. Right. We have this thing, Timothy, where we do drops for the live stream, supposedly to record and put together one day in a montage. But we usually go Sunday nights with those guys. It's sponsored by, and we hesitate for a second and go, those guys.
All together, yep.
All together.
Yeah, all of us.
Because if Val's here, she would threaten to beat us all.
Yeah.
You will soon meet Val. Trust me.
So we're fixing to do that, Timothy. So turn your mic on and get ready, because we're fixing to do it.
We're going to do a top of the hour one, right?
Yeah, we'll do a top of the hour one. Sunday nights with those guys is sponsored by those guys. Thank you very much for participating. That you've definitely earned your blue wrench there.
I appreciate it. Thanks for letting me be a part of all this. It's certainly a lot of fun.
What it is, we don't make everyone a moderator in this particular live stream, and that's only because of past history. You give too many Indians the power of a chief, they start doing weird and crazy things.
Well, until you're on here, we don't really know who you are. And you have passed the test, Timothy. You are those guys, a member of, and you are now exalted and blessed by Herman and Lawrence, who have started those guys. And it's on every Sunday night on Novice Quads and every Wednesday night on Phantom Flight 101, which is Herman. Those two are the shining stars of those guys.
Hey, Kurt.
Yes, sir.
So I'm officially a those guys.
Those guys.
You are officially one of those guys.
One of those guys. Hey, Kurt.
Yes, sir.
Herman and I have come to the conclusion that YouTube is paying Paul to visit every live stream and be their personal Ed McMahon.
Don't get him started. Earlier on, he started laughing. He had to start pumping his heart, get it going. He was cracking up so hard.
I only worry that if Paul, anything happens to Paul, there may not be enough brownies to infuse into his blood intravenously.
Ooh, thanks for reminding me. It's brownie time.
Ooh. So Timothy, Paul has he's a fanatic about 2-bite brownies. That's the brand name, 2-bite brownies. Always
those are the non cannabis style of brownies. I'm taking it.
Yes.
Yeah.
AKA the Paul Murray specials.
The Paul Murray special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And while he's gone, we're going to warn you. As soon as he brings out the doll, you need to leave.
Well, I thought he saved that for Val's show, but for Val's live stream. But
Don't mention it.
and now, Timothy, of course, you're in FAA enforcement, or however you would.
Timothy is
title it.
also, even more important than that, Timothy is also part of the staff of the Drone Owners Network Live.
Okay, all right,
Yeah.
that's what's up.
Yeah, I'm a busy man.
Nothing wrong with that. As long as it's drone related, I'm for it.
Timothy, just so you know, these are what we're talking about. 2-bite brownies.
Dude,
And
right, moist and delicious.
They come 3 layers high.
At least when he starts out, they're 3 layers high.
And this is what they look like. And they are so moist and delicious, and just, they're 2-bite, but I always take 3 or 4 because I want to savor the flavor.
But quick question, Paul. Real quick. How come you don't just buy them directly from the plant and get them in on the skid? Because you eat about that many.
Get a pallet delivered?
Yeah. Well, what the hell? Why go to the store? Have a truck.
But most importantly, why aren't you having them sponsor this video?
Yeah, right.
Sponsored by those guys and 2-bite brownies.
Anyway, Cool Bic, I sent you the invite. I don't know. You may have to download and install Zoom.
It would do it for him. It'll give him what he needs to get on.
Okay. All right. Waiting for Cool Bic to
Once
come
he
in.
clicks on it,
He's another New York Flyer, and this is nothing to be proud about in New York, but he may be the #1 reason why they put the no-fly zone up around the Statue of Liberty.
Oh.
But it worked
Fancy.
out for the better because now everyone can fly it from a distance.
Real quick,
I
was gonna ask you guys. I know Curtis was there this morning. Did you guys watch Philly's drone flight this morning where the birds about attacked his drone?
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
get a chance to see it yet.
Oh man, they were kind of coming across. They were cutting across the drone, and then they, for some reason, they made a cut and came right at it and flew. It was like 7 or 8 of them just all around the drone, just went right by him.
That's interesting. Were they pigeons?
I don't know. I probably were. I mean,
That's odd.
Well, I do know when I was flying up in the Bronx, Herman, if you remember Concrete Plant Park, these pigeons that were on a rooftop in someone's coop were flying around, and then all of a sudden I went to go past, or I got too close, and they towards me. I mean, not in an aggressive mode, but they came and checked out. I was flying a Maverick Pro. They flew past it. But you're saying they went right at Philly drone, huh?
They went right at the drone. They were cutting across. They were flying straight across, and we're going to pass. He wasn't moving. They were going to fly straight across from the path that he was at. He was probably, don't quote me on this, he was like 250 feet just had gone up in the air and was kind of getting his bearings and saying, "We're going to do this," and da da da.
He's going to live a long time. Hold on.
And then that thing just
a long time.
That thing just cut. They just cut and came right back at him.
Interesting. Hold on. Let me see. Get him in here.
He's asked me to make a logo sting for him, and I'm seriously considering somehow including that in the footage.
That would be pretty hot, right?
Yeah. You just don't get moments like that. You know, we've all seen one or two birds come by, but not a whole flock like that. That was.
You know what, Curtis? You could put in that. You could use your voice, your control tower voice.
Mm-hmm.
Be advised, we have unauthorized traffic in your area.
What he's saying, he sees the birds before they come to him, and the stuff he's saying is perfect. I need to readjust the audio just a little bit so that when he says, "Oh, there's freaking birds," he says it before they actually come back at him. So I'm going to cut that audio and put it right at it as they go by, I think.
You know, the first video I ever saw that he did, well, not that the first one he did, but the first one I saw from him, he had issues with birds.
Hey, Mike's going to come in. He's going to come in. And you know what? You could probably pull it off, Kurt. If you didn't have anything he said with an equalizer, you could probably imitate. Hey, what's up, Geeks Vana from the UK? You could probably imitate him. Because all you got to do is the dynamic range.
The dynamic range. No, you can't replicate his voice. It needs to be his voice.
You could also pull like the TCAS warning off of an aircraft. I could get those for you if you wanted them. It says, traffic, pull up.
Oh yeah, that would be cool. Oh yeah, Timothy. Yeah, send me some of those if you can.
All right, I'll work on that this week for you.
That would be cool to throw some of that in there. Yeah. Yeah, he's got. I've got some footage of his that it's in 4K, and where he's flying beside buildings. And what I'm thinking I'm going to do is put his name in 3D on the side of those buildings and stuff. So when you're flying by, you see his name on there and the phrases that he uses. But I'm thinking about starting it off with that with those birds flying right by him. So hey, you guys want some inside info?
Go for it.
So I've told my staff about it, and but I'm gonna kind of reveal it here because I am one of those guys, West Coast edition. There's a company that has contacted me and wants to do some kind of work. I'm not exactly sure exactly what. Well, actually, I do know, but I can take a real good guess. But how do you guys feel about doing underwater drones?
Okay.
Underwater drones. If I lived in the Bahamas, I would love it.
You know what? I like them. I was looking at some of these things, and I would love to try it out. I'm just afraid of what I will see in New York water. Well, let me rephrase it.
I think Chicago would be the town to be scared
of. I will see in New York water.
No. You know, Kurt, you don't understand. The stuff you find floating in the Hudson River and the East River. Herman, how long ago did they find those two girls duct taped together? They came to New York to commit suicide.
No, but you know what? No, seriously, I work at the hospital up the street where they have the area where they keep all of the bodies that are found or that they come across in Brooklyn. And
I want to find Jimmy Hoffa.
Every so often they brought something in there they claim was a floater, and this thing would stink up the whole basement. I'm just afraid to find those people.
Yeah, floaters that are being held down.
I would love to try one.
Well, this the one that I don't want to mention their name yet because we haven't reached any kind of agreement or anything like that. But this one has two very powerful headlights on it.
Okay.
And, I've seen some of the YouTube videos that they've gotten this thing into some of these guys' hands, and even out in the ocean where the currents are really, really strong, you can see pretty clearly. I mean, not hundreds of yards away, but you know when you have that silt that's in the water that's getting kicked up by the undertow and stuff like that. So it looks like snow coming right at you. It's so much of it. Mm-hmm. With these lights that are on it, they're pretty powerful. So you're able to see pretty well in there. So in the next few weeks, you guys might hear me talking about an underwater drone.
So and we can already have the next special Drone Owners Network live from the depths of the bathtub.
Yeah, I thought about sticking it in the bathtub, seeing how it worked. It's about the size of an Inspire.
Oh, that's pretty big. That's pretty
Yeah,
big then.
it's
That's a good
fairly
size,
decent size. Yeah.
What's up, Ray? What's going on?
What's going on, Ray?
Chris? He's this is your first time on Zoom. You have to mute the room just like you have to mute the actual chat just like in Hangouts. He'll be in. And I see he's got his headset on, and Mike Philly Drone Life is gonna pop in as well.
All right.
Philly has been dodging birds for a very long time. Rick Oliver says.
Michael is now officially the Birdman.
He's up there doing a funky chick. Oh, okay.
No.
Did I hear funky chicken?
No, you didn't.
No, you didn't hear it.
Oh,
Ray, can you hear us?
Got you now.
Okay, all right, cool. What's going on, man?
Ain't nothing what it look like. Yeah, I'm going out, Herm. So pick you up, Herm.
Yeah, rub it in, why don't you? Because I live out in Far Rockaway. Nobody wants to come out here. There's
For the love of birds.
You're too close to the airport, bro.
My Mavic flies out here.
That's crazy, though, man. I don't know how that's allowing you to fly out there, bro, for real.
Listen, I went through Lance yesterday checking out this guy's drone, which I found out the fan doesn't work on the Mavic Pro. I was testing it out, and they authorized me to fly. I asked AirMap, can I go up to 200 feet? And they said, okay. But see, the trick with living out here is if I live on a peninsula of Rockaway, so when the wind is blowing inland, that's when they're taking off over the peninsula of Far Rockaway. Then it's kind of hard. As long as I'm not within a 2-mile radius of their flight path, it's okay. But the actual DJI Go map does show you the flight path of the plane, so you know not to go in that direction on your map.
Well, according to that map and that grid, you're not in a zero altitude area, so you can get clearance.
Right, and where I'm at, we just found out, well, I didn't know this, but I just found out today through that link at Visualize It, that the ceiling is 400 feet, and what makes sense, because I actually have that app called Flight Tracker 24. If you guys are familiar with it, it shows you the altitude of airplanes in the area as well as helicopters. The only thing it doesn't show transponders to are the military and police helicopters. But if you want to know the altitude of an actual airplane in the area, even if you look up and it looks like a pinhead, this app, Flight Radar, let me pull it up. I think it's Flight Radar 24.
I'll tell you.
No, you're right. It is. It's Flight Radar 24.
Yeah. And
While you guys are doing that, I'm going to post Philly's video in here so you guys can check this out where he's
yeah, that's cool. But using that app, I know for a fact, even when they're landing over the peninsula of Far Rockaway, they're still at about 500 to 600 feet, even while they're descending on descent. Now, in the winter and when the weather's bad, I do know they drop below 400. But that's very rare. And I've been flying out here for years, to be honest.
Lawrence, give me
What's the name of that guy at the airport that everyone doesn't like at JFK? Nope, Herman just left. But there's an actual famous air traffic controller here at JFK International Airport. And I forget what his name is, but he's known for recording the calls of people drone pilots calling in. And he's a very obnoxious guy, and he has a YouTube channel. If I find this information, I'll make sure I have it for Wednesday night, Herman's stream on Wednesday night. But he was a very arrogant guy. People complained about him because even if the planes weren't taking off in that area, he was just very, very obnoxious. You call in to give your information to let him know you're flying, and he would be recording you for his YouTube channel. No, I don't know what happened to him. I don't know if he's still doing it, still working there, but this was about 2 years ago. Hey, Jose, thanks for popping in. What's good? I'm not going to ask where you're going, Ray, but it's someplace along the East River or River? Okay, just nod. Oh, yeah, I got you.
Okay.
Okay. So Kurt, any announcements you want to make for your channel? What's happening?
We're working on some stuff in the background. I don't want to reveal everything that's going on, but I thought that was pretty interesting that this company contacted me and said they're interested in doing some work.
You're talking about the coupons. Hey, what's up, Big Matt?
Oh, the coupons and the underwater drone.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
the water drone.
When do you think you're gonna have those coupons?
They're supposed to talk to me Monday or Tuesday.
Okay.
I just talked to him just before I came on the show. In fact, I would have been on the show a little bit earlier, but as soon as I got the notification to jump on, the phone rang.
well, I found out through Zoom I can actually schedule it and just sit there and it won't go live until I click start. I just recently found that out, so that's a plus.
Hey, did you guys say Philly Drone Life was coming in?
What happened?
Did you say that Philly Drone Life was coming in?
I sent him the link. He said, give him a minute. I guess
Oh,
he's
okay.
got to gel back his hair, put makeup on. The celebrity that he is.
I don't know if you guys have noticed it, but he's starting to look pretty good.
I see the work he's putting in. I do see every morning or almost every morning he's on. I glance at it real quick. Usually I'm trying to run out or plan my day, but I wake up and I cut my computer on and then head straight to the bathroom. So when I come out, I'm ready to start politicking. There he is.
There's the man.
He's got the alfalfa curls. What's up, Mike? I'm trying to run out.
Brother, I just linked your video in the chat down there so that people can see your bird escapade.
That big alfalfa link, I like that, Lawrence. No, I wasn't yelling to hear. I was in the potty, man. I was trying to be nice and I was trying to call it like nice little things, but he's like, "Where are they coming in?" And so just for you guys, I didn't wipe. Just to save some time, guys. I just came right down here.
Well, Mike, to be honest, that sounds a little personal. We'll discuss that.
Not that it matters, but I'm not wearing pants. See? No, okay, I'll stop. We're sharing things.
What's going on, Ray?
Yeah.
Oh, Ray, what's going on, man? I see. I know you're going out tonight. You really gonna pick Herman up after the live stream? Because I'm really.
Herman look like he ready to go to sleep though.
Herman.
You tired?
No, I doubt it. Mike, what's good, man?
Wait, me?
Yeah, we want to hear about the birds.
Oh,
Yeah.
God, dude. First of all, hello, everybody. Paul Murray, Curtis, Ray Hall, Phantom, and Timothy. Hello, everybody. Birds. Good topic. Dude, for some reason, who was it? Herman, you called it, brother. You called it. They're freaking pigeons from hell, man. In Philly, we got pigeons that I don't know if it's the shape of the drone or whatever it is, but it pisses them off. And they go get their buddies, and then they get into a group and they start circling it, and then they come at you. And today, that's just what happened. They got their buddies. They saw I was up, and they got the little crowd. In the beginning of the video, you'll see they come flying around in the crowd, and they all said, "Let's get him!" And then dart right for the front of the drone, and right in the front. They just split in all different directions. But it's enough to scare the living hell out of you.
Quick question.
I put the link in the chat for you guys if you want to check it out.
I've
got it.
53 seconds in.
But Mike, quick question.
Yeah.
Why didn't you just go straight up?
Yeah.
Oh, because if you watch the video, it's like they're not even coming near him. They're cutting across the bow,
Dude.
and then they just turn and jet right at him.
Warning shots across the bow.
Yeah.
Yes, it's exactly what they're doing. And I'm telling you, Herman,
Lawrence, go watch the clip real quick. I got it set right up at 52 seconds, so you'll see it. You'll start right where it happens.
Zoom chat or is it in the other chat?
It's in the YouTube chat.
YouTube.
And guys, they weren't even in their pack today. Normally, I'm going to fly a spot tomorrow on Broad Street where I go by this one building, and Herman called it again. There's freaking cages on the top, which I never noticed until he said something about homing pigeons. Somebody must be raising thousands of homing pigeons on the top of this rooftop, and there's just cages and cages in them. So he said something about homing pigeons. Somebody must be rich. Is that Danny May? So yeah, every time I go by this building, dude, they just hundreds of them. I mean, it's like a cloud, just a big black cloud that'll circle, and that's all they'll do to me. They just circle me as I go down Broad Street. It's really freaking scary, man. The scary thing to see. But they never hit me.
Phantom, they get out of the way.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what?
See,
You're exactly right.
Us Phantom flyers don't have to worry about that, right, Ray?
Right.
They get the hell out of the way.
You're right.
That's true. That's true. Because the Phantom's a little bigger than them.
And it looks different.
Makes a lot more noise than the Mavic.
Yeah.
Only thing you have to worry about here in New York with the birds are like Elliot got attacked by red-tailed hawks. But along the beach here where I live, there's these little magpie-looking birds with the orange beak. And during mating season, they will, when you say cross your bow, I've had one clip a prop and go down in the water because he damaged his wing.
Wow.
I immediately landed afterwards, and I couldn't show the footage, or his petter would have been coming after me.
Hey, Jose Carabello, welcome.
Hey, Lawrence.
Yeah.
Is Elliot still in the chat? Because him being attacked by the birds.
I'm Philly John.
The Elliot factor.
Elliot, is he still in the chat? I don't know. I think he posted. Okay, Timothy. Timothy said he would be right back.
Well, isn't Jose Carabello said I would love to join in the future? Isn't he your hat donator?
Yes. We would like to have you on here. I actually need to get him my email. I sent him my bulk email that I can contact him. And then once you contact me there, I'll send you my original email. I have a junk email, when you're applying for applications and stuff like that. And then I have my email, my serious email. And I do that for a particular reason. What's going on, Ray and Mike? I mean, you guys haven't been on here in a while.
No, I'm trying to figure out how I can see that video, how far that video with them birds is.
At 52 seconds, he says.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, if you click the link, I have it set right at 52 seconds, so it'll take you right to the spot.
I got the whole 22 minutes. I guess that's the wrong one.
Oh no, this link is taking me. He's taking off on the ground, but I can go to 52 seconds.
Right, that's when I'm on the ground too. That ugly Honda.
All right,
right in the very beginning. As soon as I go up, I turn.
48 seconds. All right, I see them flying around.
You see them
flying around. Yo, one bird actually he put the brakes on and was like, "Whoa!"
Did you see him? Yeah. Dude, let me just tell you, I was drinking coffee, and the whole top of my freaking mouth is burnt, dude, because I don't know how I swallowed it or whatever, but the whole my mouth is burnt. It's been burnt all day, man.
That's impressive. That's really impressive.
I drink some milk, man.
Yeah, you're right, man. You're right. Milk helps. But
if you fast forward it to 50 to 48 seconds, like I did, you just see them come on screen like this, and then all of a sudden they're like, but you see one bird in the middle, like, hold up, and then he rises up above you.
Yeah.
I think he was the one that was supposed to suicide you, but decided to chicken out.
It's like they wanted him to move, but he was like, "I'm not moving." So,
and in that case, fortunately, you didn't go up because you would have hit him. Correct.
That's everybody's always says go up. There's billions in them. Go up into them. No, I stay right where I'm at. I don't.
You know what we do? We chase their ass. We get in sport mode and we chase their ass.
That's right, brother. That's just what I do.
That's how you do it to them. That's not your air. Put in sports mode, and we all set after them. That's it.
I like this guy. I like you. That's it. I'm
full batteries. Make sure you got full batteries.
That's it.
Yeah, that's
fine
true.
With you, bro.
I must admit, one time, the black ravens that we have here in New York are like giant crows. They one day when Ray, the day that you picked up your V2, over there in IKEA parking lot.
They brought my Maverick down.
What's that, Herman?
one thing. I just want to say, Peter, if you're watching, I in no way, shape, or form have the same views as the rest of the people on this panel.
That's a good one, huh?
But you remember, Ray, that day those Ravens kept chasing the drone.
Yeah.
So I turned my drone around and stopped, and he's like, "Oh, uh-oh." And I went after him for about 30 seconds. I'll admit it, but he flew away.
Yeah.
He did fly away. I will admit that. And notice I said 30 seconds.
They don't want confrontation. They think they're the boss. They keep attacking you until you go back out. They punks, man. Trust me.
What were you flying?
An IKEA.
Oh, that day with the
we met Twan that day.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that was the day you picked up the V or dropped off the V2 or something like that.
I remember when Jameson came out, and that time we were flying, and it was one of the birds was following him around. He's trying to land. It just kept following him and following him and following him.
He know James was a rookie. That's why.
So Mike,
Yes.
what's going on? I mean, you're doing your daily exercise in the morning. I see you're getting smaller and smaller, man.
Yeah, just the face. The rest of the body's still the same. Just the face, bro.
Oh, that's what it.
That's what goes first. The face goes first.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's just the face.
Then it starts trickling down.
Yeah, dude.
Hey, Paul, I'm glad you moved because I didn't know if you had fooled us with the Jetsons wallpaper or what. You know, he had moved for a few seconds.
Every time I don't want to walk in the morning, I think of Herman challenging me to do the 90 days. Oh, you got to do 90. I was at like 28, and he's like, "Oh no, that's not good enough. You got to go 90. You got to like, no, bro, 30's good. No, 90.
You do for 90 days is a habit.
Yeah,
That's true. That's true.
We'll see. We'll see. I'm on 47. Tomorrow I'll be 47, and I'm still not wanting to do it, just so that you know.
Once you get to 90, you'll keep going.
All right. We'll see. I hope so. I hope you're right.
Well, and maybe in Philadelphia, you got to go 180.
Yeah.
I don't know.
See, Ray. Hey, Ray, we got to hook up with Mike here, Philly Drone Life, when we get into Philly.
I'm ready to go right now. You ready?
Dude.
When, Lawrence?
Yeah.
When?
Yeah, say it again, Herm. When?
Let's plan it right now. Let's plan it right now, Dan.
Everybody's right here. When? Where's Justin?
All right.
Where's Justin?
Justin said he's coming in late. I'm pulling up the calendar now. Hey, Mike, you have no excuses. You're right here. You're not getting an email. You're not getting a text. We're going to plan the day to come to Philly. So pull out your calendar, dude.
What?
And I know you.
Matt, keep in mind, he said this weekend coming, so now we're gonna see how it changes.
What? What happened?
Because I know I told him what my schedule is, so I'm gonna watch him tie it up into what the next 3 weeks after this week when he knows that I'm missing. Go ahead.
No, man. No.
I'm listening.
No. See, Sundays is hard because it would be hard to go to Philly and fly unless we did it early morning.
Yeah, now that's my best time, dude. Early mornings because I burn out, dude. I don't sleep at night.
I've heard this conversation already.
Yeah, we did, right?
The last time Lawrence brought it up.
Yes.
And the time before.
Let's forward to the new conversation, Lawrence.
Okay, look.
Probably can't go out there in the night and then shoot in the morning and meet with Philly Drone Life, and then we come back.
Yeah.
That costs money, that's why.
Yo, separate rooms, of course. You know.
Okay, so look, today's you're saying go out there early morning, Ray?
Or Saturday night. We can't go out there Saturday night and just get up in the morning and fly and then be out.
Yeah.
That's due to the fact that some of us go to bed at 9 o'clock.
Here we go with that bull.
He knows that the 27th, I got the block party here, so I can't leave for that.
I thought you guys were.
was my birthday. So.
The 3rd is the camping trip.
I thought you were going this Sunday.
Who?
A week from
today.
Yeah.
21st. Are you down, Ray? You down, Herman? The 21st is Sunday.
All right, good. My birthday the 24th. I'm down with that.
Okay, Mike, that's good with you?
I'm pulling up my calendar here. Hold on.
The 21st, which is 7 days from today. We'll be there early in the morning.
The 21st is Saturday, right? This
Sunday. It's a Sunday.
it's a Sunday, the 21st. What time? Early in the morning, right? Like
Early
7
morning, as in, I have your phone number. We'll be calling you as we're coming across the highway, passing Carvana.
Like what time?
Um,
Like get roundabout. You don't have to be exact.
Roundabout, what's good for
Michael
you,
gets
man?
up and does sunrise at 4 a.m., don't you?
I actually
That's what I want to catch, yo.
What
yeah, that's a
happened?
little bit too early though. How about like 8-ish, 9-ish? It did 7-ish, right? 7, 8,
All
9.
right, so how long is the ride to Philly? 3 hours?
So you gotta leave.
So we would have to leave at 4 in the morning to get there. To get
Oh.
there by 7.
Well, no, I'll wait for you. You can leave later. That's crazy for you guys.
That's bird hours. The birds is up feeding at that time in the morning. That's when you don't get attacked by birds early like that.
Yeah, you're right. So we'll go a little later. We don't want to get
Birds
attacked.
feed in the morning. That's when you're gonna get attacked.
Okay. Yeah, let's listen to him.
I'm going out there the night before. I'm getting me a hotel room. I'm gonna meet y'all there.
Well, let me tell you something. You'll have some awesome night flying.
That's what I want. Night flight. I don't want no day shot. I got enough.
Michael does night flying. Michael does night flying all the time.
That's why I'm gonna check you, Mike. Yeah.
You were
All
gonna
right.
love the nights in Philly. It's not
All
as
right,
cluttered as New York, but yeah, man, the skies are open. You've been here, you know.
Yeah, I want the night shots though.
They're
Come on,
beautiful.
get your camping bag,
We're gonna
bro.
get there early in the morning or what?
Whatever y'all want, bro. And then I'll stay over. You know what I mean? Because I'll just go my equipment and ready, and I'll just stay.
All
there.
right, Mike, it's official. The 21st, 8 a.m.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm ready to go.
Got it. Let me put it down. Those guys.
21st, 8 a.m. We're coming to Philly.
Yeah.
And I'll be calling you the night before.
Yes, please. Please, because I'll forget with my freaking head.
So we're gonna leave. We're gonna leave at 5.
It don't matter to me.
That's good. That's good. That's good for me. I can get on the train at 4, be at Herman in an hour.
Now listen, guys, I always get nervous about this. I got some mental issues here. Now let me just get serious for just a moment. I got mental issues. And if I'm not like my crazy self, will you forgive me, please? Sometimes I have to work my way into that.
High energy.
Yeah, sometimes the energy just isn't there. And I feel
you're gonna be doing the sunrise at 4 in the morning anyway.
so I'm probably dead. I burn up my energy there, and then I kind of just feel like I don't know.
You're gonna be excited.
Either way, we're going
get to fly with those guys.
Yeah, and that's what I'm going to lean towards. That's
that would be cool. We can get to Philly and shoot at those guys. Scenario over
That'd
there.
be awesome.
That would be.
I don't edit, dude, so I'm leaving all the footage for
And-
you. Bring an
and-
extra freaking SD card.
Michael live streams it too.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but the only thing about live streaming outside, Paul, and that's everybody's been talking about. That's why I do most of my flying from the front of my house. I want to pull off of my own network because as soon as I use the phone, I just can't stand the buffing. It's so annoying, and I don't mind a little buffing, but when it just 2-3 minutes.
Well, aren't you gonna take him down to the waterfront and do that?
I could take them to the waterfront. I even found a garage, a rooftop garage where I took them other guys.
That's probably where your nemesis flies from.
Oh, dude. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know who his nemesis is?
Well, you've been there. You've been there, guys. You've been there already.
You know who Mike's nemesis is, Paul?
Who?
Billy Kyle.
Oh, he likes Billy Kyle. That's his shtick. What are you talking about? He always talks really nice.
I know.
He talks nice about Billy Kyle to me privately. He says, I think everybody wants this little controversy thing going.
I don't even know him. I don't know. He must be a great guy. Everybody says he's a good guy. I don't know.
He is.
I don't know.
He is.
You actually need to invite him for your 4 a.m. Philly sunrise flight. That ought to be interesting.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, exactly.
He may not like Philly after that one. We might actually be enemies. I'm going to keep myself up all night the night before, so I'm bipolar by the time you guys get here. And I'm not taking my medication that day either. So bring some Valium.
Okay, real quick, while we got everybody in here, we'll wait for Ray to come back. We'll do one last drop for the night, and then we can end the stream. And is Val going live or Roger going live after me tonight?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
That's I don't know. I think he is. I'll call him. Let me call him.
You ready?
Yeah, find out if he's going live after me. And what'd you say, Herman? I didn't hear you, Herman.
Have a half hour.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Now, what are you doing that Saturday?
That's Saturday?
Yeah, Herman. Yeah.
hi, Roger. You're going on for Val tonight?
I'm supposed to work. Why? You want to go that Saturday?
It's been
Well,
out.
those guys want to make sure they send them up for your
Let me
channel.
mute.
I would.
What were you saying now?
I figured we could just been out there.
From Saturday going into Sunday?
Well, that's what Ray was talking.
Hey, Robert's in the house. What's up, Robert?
That's if you could, Al. That's if you could. That would be the ideal.
If you could.
All right.
I don't
We'll
know
have to.
what Justin's doing. If Justin's even going or not, I don't know.
I'll have to speak to him. He was supposed to be coming in a little later, but I guess he got tied up.
This way, if we go on the nighttime Saturday, then we don't have to really bother too much with Philly Drone Life because he don't want to get up too early. He need to get into the motion and give him some time to get up, and then we be up, have some breakfast, and then we good.
I'm nervous. I'm nervous already. I don't know if I
Yeah,
can.
we from New York, man, so we be on throttle all day. So
You guys are stars.
yeah.
I know when we went to
Well, sometime this summer, I'm coming out that direction, so we got to all get together when I get out.
That would be nice. That would be really nice. You come anywhere within the tri-state area, we will travel.
Oh, I'm coming right smack dab right between all of you guys right there.
That would
Come to
be.
my job, go straight to the statue, yo. Fly straight to the statue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
I'll be in
know,
Baltimore in
Mike-
August if that's close to any of you guys.
Where?
Baltimore in August.
Oh,
I'm coming
no.
to I have to come to a conference for work.
Oh, actually, I'll be at my family reunion in Baltimore on that second weekend or the third weekend in August.
That's actually close to me too, Timothy. That's not far at all from me. A
So
couple.
you got to do that in August. How long are you going to be there, Timothy? I might plan a trip.
I think I'm there a week. I think I fly. I'll have to, the city waits to the last absolute minute to buy airfare. So I'll have more details probably this week.
I'm pretty sure you can find a plane to get on, though.
Oh, I'm pretty sure. Well, you know, at least it's not going to be Spirit or Frontier. I can, at least fly one of the named airlines.
Well, Janelle County said, let's make a date for all of us to meet up. That would be a real nice to do with those guys, interstate meetup. That would be really high.
Awesome. Yep.
And fly. You'd have New York, you'd have Philly, you'd have Washington.
Oh
and
man, I need an editor. See, that's a big meetup. Like that could bring people to my channel. I need somebody to edit the
We
shit.
bring Anthony Charles, man. He likes to do that. We bring
I say, all right, I'll give him the card, man.
Don't even worry about the editing. Just
we got people, man. We good.
You could probably hire Billy Kyle. I hear he likes to edit other people's stuff.
Janelle County says it'll be our own spin-off.
So check it out. The reason why
Those guys spin up.
The reason why I was saying probably stay because we're gonna be out there flying. We're gonna burn up the batteries, and then what? We got nowhere to charge up. Unless we're gonna bring a generator.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
Oh, Canadian Drone Hub. Val will be on at 7 as always. Okay, so Val is coming on at 7 after us.
So Herm, if we do it, Herm, I'll bring my generator, Herm, just in case.
Well, I mean, if you were talking about staying a night, we could. It's the same thing me and Lawrence.
We can plug in the hotel, right. Well, we're gonna check out on Sunday afternoon. That's what I'm saying. And we go on Saturday night. You got.
So we're gonna go down there Saturday night, fly with Mike with Philly Drone Life Sunday morning, and then break out Saturday
That's only if you have
Sunday
to work
afternoon.
on
Huh?
And Mike, you look like you're about to pass out.
I'm already nervous, guys. I'm already pumped, man. Are you kidding me? I'm already pumped up.
Yeah, me too.
For 2 weeks. So Listen, when you get into Philly for Saturday night, you gotta let me know where you're at, because if I get the bug, I'll come meet you Saturday.
Right, listen, if they gonna go, my girl got the hookup at the Hilton. That's where I'm gonna stay. The Hilton.
Now see, you didn't say you had a hookup at the
I
Hilton.
get the $30 a night, $20 5-star jump off. Man, my wife's an operation man.
Look, let's make it happen. For that price, we can make this
$30
happen.
night hotel room and free breakfast. Sign me up.
Yeah, me too. Screw my house. I'm
Listen,
coming to
Be
you.
serious. I'm gonna let her know tonight to book that shit, bro. She was my wife.
When you say jump off, you mean like just the room, right?
I mean jump off the roof. Tear the roof off the mother. You know what we doing in Brooklyn? Yeah. I might have some fertilized meat there too.
Listen, I'm about to, when I get off of this live stream, I'm about to call my boss and tell him I'm feeling sick for Saturday. Now, we got to make this happen. If I'm calling out and missing money, we got to make this happen.
Yeah, I'm serious, man. Me too.
All right, listen, after the live stream, we'll talk more in detail about it. And if your girl can get a room, and
trust me, I ain't playing no games on that room business.
Hey, by the way, Michael, hang around after the live stream because I've got an idea for your logo. I got it worked out now.
Yes.
1 second. I got to make a phone call. Just excuse me for a minute then.
We'll be here for a little while.
Yes, sir.
All right, that sounds good. Now, Timothy, you say you're coming in the area around August?
Yeah, I think it's the second week of August. I know I'll be there at least a week because I've got a rental car booked, so I can stay a couple extra days after the conference.
Thank you.
So I want to say it's like August. I think I'll be there August 12th through whatever the next Friday is.
All right. Well, it looks like those guys is going on the road.
Those guys road trip sponsored by 2-Bit Brownies.
You hear that, Paul? Wait a minute. Paul's muted. Let's unmute Paul. Hey, Paul.
Timothy, we'll meet up offline and we'll make some dates, and I'll see if I can get off, and maybe I'll come out there too.
Okay.
But are you going to be free though? I mean, that's the other thing. You're going to be out there for a week. Are you going to have some free time to go fly?
So let's see. I fly in Saturday night. Sunday I have conference. Monday I get my. I'm going because I'm being. I graduated a program through the association that I'm a part of. So I'm actually receiving like a diploma and stuff at a breakfast. And then Tuesday's the trade show, which I don't really go to because it's also on Monday. And then Wednesday, I'll have, I think Wednesday I have something in the morning. And then Thursday I'm free. And then most of Friday, Thursday and Friday are not conference days. So those days, my wife's coming with me, hopefully. And we'll probably rent a car. I'd like to go to Philly and check that out, and maybe go down to DC. So who knows? Well, we'll figure if we're going to do this, we'll figure something out.
Well, if I come up, it's pretty much going to be I can probably take off on a Thursday and Friday, fly out Thursday, and get there Friday, acclimate to the area.
Well, more than likely, my Friday night flight is not leaving it. I think we've decided if the city buys it, we'll do like a 10 p.m. flight back home. So
you're leaving Friday is what you're saying?
Yeah. I have to leave Friday because unfortunately I got to come back to work.
So if I do this, I got to do this in the middle of the week, basically.
Yeah, I'll shoot you the dates. I'm in the car, obviously. So I'll shoot you the dates later.
That would be good if you guys could get to Philly.
Yeah, if you could get to Philadelphia.
That would be great.
All I got to say is let's go get a Philly cheesesteak and we'll be in the car and on the way.
Well,
what is it,
I'm going to warn you.
How far is Philadelphia? 2 hours, 3 hours?
Lawrence will tell you about the cheesesteak.
Listen, Timothy, I had my experience. I almost had to leave a mark on the city of Philadelphia. What they don't tell you at these cheesesteak places is, and most of them, Pat's Famous Cheesesteak is outdoor. And what they don't tell you is if you've never had a Philly cheesesteak from them before, have access to a bathroom within an hour afterwards.
Oh man.
Okay, that's all I'm gonna say.
They shoot through you just like a duck, man.
I forget the store I went into. It may have been a Walmart, Walgreens, something. It was a retail store, and pretty much I threatened the lady if she didn't open the bathroom, I was gonna leave her something between the clothes, and she got the bathroom open. All right.
look at Herman.
So I just want, if you want a cheesesteak, we better have some place to hang out afterwards. But
I
Philadelphia,
didn't have that problem.
my day or night.
Oh, hey, now that Paul's unmuted, what I said was, I said, hey, it's going to be a Those Guys road trip sponsored by 2-Bit Brownies.
There you go. two bite brownies. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. That would be real nice if we can get you guys to meet up somewhere along the East
It would
Coast.
be real nice if 2 Bite Brownies would sponsor the show.
That too.
Hashtag not sponsored.
Hashtag want to be sponsored. Okay.
Hey, if Ken Herron can get 2 pigeon jerky, we could sure get 2 Bite Brownies.
Oh,
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, Ken's got Remote Pilot 101 now.
I don't think that picture. I think that.
That's true.
Well, hey.
Ho, 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 ho.
I think those guys should be sponsored by Fluidity.
After he gets that check, sure.
You know, here's what I'm thinking. And you should tell Fluidity, Curtis, that somebody else is sponsoring somebody else. I think they ought to jump on the bandwagon and sponsor those guys.
I do know that right now they're trying to get in Spin Up right now. They're investing some money to get down there.
Okay.
That should be interesting.
Yeah.
So those guys are going to have their own version of Spin Up in a month or two.
That's right. New York. Philadelphia.
County. I don't know if you're still in the chat, but where are you? Because he's saying we should have.
He's in Wisconsin.
He's in Wisconsin. Wow.
But he said he's going to go, didn't he? I thought he said he was going.
Spin Up?
No, to you guys, to Philadelphia.
Oh,
we got Spin Up. We got to come up with a name for this though, because we have Spin Up, we have Roger Palooza. What are we going to call this?
Yeah.
This needs a name for it.
Yeah, this is better than Spin Up, guys. We got to do it. Come on, Spin Up. Better than Spin Up. This is
Spin Up.
Spin Up.
Fly or die? I don't know. What do you call it?
Fly or die. Roger Palooza was a great name, by the way.
Philadelphia Freedom.
But what date we're trying to actually do this?
Well, I'm trying to do it when Timothy's kind of heading that way. Since you guys are there, it makes it a lot easier for you. So for those of us that are far away, if somebody in our group is kind of going that direction, aka Timothy, then it makes sense for the rest of us to kind of go at that same time.
Okay. In other words, Philly.
Yes.
Mike.
Yep.
We're going to be crashing Philadelphia soon. It sounds like.
Oh, yeah. Come on down. When is the 21st still on? I was away for a minute.
21st. That's on. Ray, I guess we'll talk afterwards, or within the next day or two. We'd have to book that. The quicker you book it.
And Timothy, would it be better if Timothy return flight was out of Philadelphia instead of having to go all the way back if he's got to leave?
Hey, Timothy.
Yo, I'll have to look. I'll have to see what the city will do for me, because they may not. They may have me, like, well, we're sending you for work, so they probably won't let me do that. But we'll figure it out. I'll get the dates to you guys, to Curtis here in a little while.
Okay.
And we can try to figure something out that way.
Night Train says they do a Nuba Palooza once a year.
Oh, it's a knob Palooza.
Knob.
Yeah.
I'm nervous, guys. I mean, I don't know about you. Do you guys get this way? See, now I never hung with men. You know what I mean? Get a little funny. I'm just not that way, but you know.
I mean, here's my kid Aaron.
She's all got dirty minds. She's all got freaking dirty.
I'm glad you clarified that.
What do you hang out with, kids?
No, I don't hang out with anybody. That's the thing. I've always been a loner. Always, I've done everything alone.
Okay.
So when you
So this is what you can do, Mike. This is what you can do. Once we're all together, we'll fly here, and if you want, you can step away about 20 feet.
It makes me feel comfortable. And then after every battery, I can move 4 foot closer to you.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
We're in a group.
Is that how it goes?
Yeah, no, but come on, man, give me a break.
You ran up on the people.
Michael, it's been a long time since he's had real friends.
Oh.
Well, I've never had them. Hold on, there ain't no. I've never
I'll
had.
be right back, guys.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I just subbed you, Mike, and Kurt.
Okay. Let me sub you back. Ray, are you in there?
Night Train. Yes, please support each other. Type in the chat room.
Yeah, let me give a
Make
couple.
sure you support each other.
So that's me. Ray, put your
Whoever you do have, Adam, whoever you don't have.
Hey, I'll link my I'll put it. I'll just say hi in the chat here in a minute. I got to bounce. I'm home now, so thanks for allowing me to be one of those guys.
You are officially of those guys.
Part of the team now. So.
Timothy, I feel like I know you already. 2 nights in a row. I feel like
hold on, before you go.
I know. Hey, I'm sorry I missed your live stream this morning.
Mike.
I was dealing with a power outage at the airport, so I was so mad.
Hey, Mike, before Timothy goes, let's do a drop real quick.
Okay, real quick.
Get that out of the way. Herman, you want to do it?
Okay.
All right.
Sunday night, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Sunday night with those guys is sponsored by
Those guys.
Those guys.
There you go. Very much appreciated.
Hey, Ray, I don't see your thing in
Again,
here. Are you in here?
Have a great evening.
Hold on, let me go right back to it.
Thanks
All right,
again,
thanks, guys.
man, for
We'll see you next
coming
time.
in.
Timothy, we'll see you.
Timothy.
See you guys.
Timothy, I'll talk to you soon.
All right, cool. So it looks like we're getting a Dronapalooza on the East Coast for some strange reason.
Yep.
Is that what you really want to call it? A Dronapalooza?
Props up.
Right.
Props up.
Hey, Kurt, quick
Yes, sir.
question. Is there any way that I can schedule Zoom through YouTube?
I have not tried it because I still use OBS when I go live.
Okay.
I do the reverse of what you guys are doing. I use OBS to get on YouTube and then I feed OBS into it.
Okay. Hey, Mark, what's good? Mark's made it in.
Yeah, I made it home safe and sound. I had bad connection.
Okay.
What's up, Mark?
Well, Mark's going to be coming to the props up too.
The what?
Yeah, Mark. And I don't know when, but at some time in August, possibly Kurt and a bunch of us may be meeting up in Philly.
Okay, I can see if I can squeeze that in.
As we get closer to the date, I guess we'll figure it out. But next weekend, we're going to Philly to hang out with Mike.
Oh, cool.
So Al Diaz says those guys lift off is a suggestion. That's okay. It's not bad.
Okay. All right. We may have to have it come up. Some guys come up with
that would sound better with like my first name in the beginning.
The word Philly isn't in there.
You know, those guys.
Yeah, Philly needs to be in the name.
Yes, Philly and Herman.
Philly Drone Raid.
Philly and we're all fine. Oh,
Philly
come
Drone
on,
Zone.
let's go.
New York over Philly.
Yeah.
What's the name of the gathering that they started last year? Is it Liftoff or what's the
No, that's
Spin up.
You know.
Oh, Spin Up. So okay, yeah. Stay away from taking their name.
Yeah, we don't like that, Mark. They're a bunch of
Oh, here we go.
They're all big guys. We're the real men.
go.
we're keeping it real with the little people, right?
Yeah, with the little people.
What about New York pop-up
Keeping
Philly?
it real with the little people.
Yeah. We're real.
Philly Roundup. That sounds pretty cool.
Philly
I'm gonna say
Roundup.
Philly Roundup.
That sounds more like a cowboy gathering.
In Philly though?
Rounding up
We are
the
real men.
Yeah.
He go crazy do that thing, boy.
and Phil, you could be taking Phillies in a different direction too.
All right. County says dynamic range.
No dynamic ranges. Look at Robert. He loves that line. He's so nuts. He's so nuts.
Well,
You guys don't have Timothy, so support his channel. Everyone, please support each other.
Okay.
Geek Honor, you're still in here, man. I know it's pretty late over there.
okay, so there's on the name thing. There's this thing they call so when they're doing it with musicians all the time, and it's like orchestras or whatever, and it'll be and they do this in Europe a lot, where one musician will come out and start like a street musician. They'll start playing a orchestra piece, and then the next musician will come out, and the next musician will come out, and then suddenly you have this entire orchestra with a choir standing there. But there's a name for it, and I can't remember what it is.
I could not tell you. What were you going to say, Paul?
Oh, what about the name Liftoff?
Well, there's a video game called Liftoff.
Yeah,
There's a simulator. Yeah, that's a FPV simulator named Liftoff. No, we'll come up with something.
Now,
Philly
now
Drone Life Parade.
I know now. I know that it's a very popular with the FPVers, but I do like Send It.
Send it.
Oh yeah, I'm always saying that. Yeah, send it. Yeah, but
Send It with those guys.
I'm thinking Philly Drone Life Parade.
I like Roundup.
Thank you. Flash mob. Yeah, that's what it is. It's called a flash mob.
That's it. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Philly Flash Mob.
The Philly Drone Flash Mob. Although that sounds bad too.
Yes. But see, with the word mob, we'd have to have Roger there to be the quad father.
That's true. They'll just stay out of trouble.
Now we got to be careful to be invisible too in Philly, so we don't want any new rules to come up in Philly. We don't want.
Listen, when we leave Philly, you won't be able to get off the damn ground.
I know we won't. There'll be all new drone rules.
So, anybody know if Val's going live tonight?
Yes.
She is. Okay,
Yes,
so
she is going live.
just remember, whoever gets an invite, make sure you get yourself prepared to try to.
Oh, you got the rules. Yep.
No, you got the rule number 1: do what you can to demonetize it. I'm just kidding.
What's that, Herman?
Do we have to wear shirt and tie for Val's show now?
Apparently, you don't have to wear anything.
Hey, what about the Philadelphia project?
Yeah,
That's pretty cool, but it still needs drone in there.
Yeah.
Philly Drone Project.
Philadelphia Drone Project.
Okay. All right.
That'll
just the
get
Phil-
people interested on clicking on it because they want to see, what are they doing? It's a project. You want to get a little clickbaity too, right?
The clickbaity.
The Philly Drone Project.
Yeah, you want people to, oh, what is that?
We'll figure
It
it
has
out.
an appeal because of the word project in there. It's like something is going to happen. So there's an appeal in that title.
Yep.
The Philly Drone Project coming to Philly.
When we leave Philadelphia, Mike will never show his face again.
I'm just afraid they're going to pass all new rules.
Well,
Don't worry about it.
I'm afraid that one day wake up and Michael's going to be on the roof of his building. He's going to be showing us his new pigeon cages. He's going to start raising pigeons up there.
Yeah, pigeons
That's the
will
only
be
thing he
his
can
new-
fly anymore.
yeah, the pigeons will be his new.
Here it
new
is,
line,
Al
new
Diaz.
sky.
There's Those Guys Drone Project. Philadelphia Drone. Those Guys Philadelphia Drone Project.
Title's too long.
A bunch of variations.
Yeah,
However, I don't care what you name it, as long as we get together and fly.
exactly.
We got to get T-shirts made up.
Yeah. T-shirts, hats, coffee
I
mug.
want extra tight, so it makes me look smaller.
Toy,
The extra tight.
Gonna look like
toy
it.
like a tiger.
Did you ever see the one on Saturday Night Live? Fat guy, little coat.
Fat man.
Roger suggested droning in Philly. Those guys droning in Philly.
All it's gonna look like is a guy in a tight shirt.
We can steal Russ's team and call it droning about Philly.
You know,
Just F and fly.
you know what's funny about that, Mark? I've heard that people with that concept go, if you put on a bigger shirt, you look bigger. But if you put on a tight shirt, you just like a fat dude with a tight shirt.
You just look stupid.
For us big guys, that the size is important.
Fat guy in a tight shirt.
It is.
Well,
It is.
just right, because if not, you just look like a dude with a tight
See,
shirt.
I hate to say it, Philly, if I show up at this event, I'm going to be bringing a medium for you on my shirt.
A medium.
No, brother.
Medium.
A medium.
It's medium.
Just for you, Mike. Just for you.
Don't forget
I'm
the little
squeezing
tiny
into it,
baseball.
brother.
It doesn't fit.
I'm squeezing into it.
All those kind of shirts in Urban Outfitters.
Yeah, right.
See, I think you're supposed to have.
Extra small.
You gotta have your cake. See, what I do is you put the real tight shirt on, and it sucks everything into your. You can't hardly breathe, and then you put a normal size shirt on.
Michael, they call that.
Look, perfect, man. Look,
Michael, there's a name for that first shirt. It's called a girdle.
it's cool. I know.
It's called a corset. That's what it is.
Corset. Yeah.
I'm trying
Of
to
course it.
nice go.
Oh Lord.
Come on now.
Listen, did it turn into, was it this conversation the whole time, or did it just happen when I
No,
joined?
it went left.
Is it my fault?
Hey, Mark.
Yeah.
It's Philly.
Yo, put the back in it like that.
Go ahead, Paul. What were you gonna say?
Mark, you kind of hit it on the head because it has gotten very lively since you got here.
Oh Lord, maybe I need to back out of here.
No.
Save a little bit for Val's life.
He's in a New York state of mind right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, man.
I like the visual of Michael being in a corset pulling them strings.
Yeah.
Wait. Stop with the statement. You like the visual of Michael in a corset?
Yeah, when they're tight, when they're pulling it tight.
Okay.
Go, Herman.
Oh, dang.
Pulling it tight.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oof.
Hey, Michael, you could get yourself some kind of a machine back there. You hook the strings to it, and you just grab a hold of something.
I can tell you right now, just be glad my younger brother isn't on this live stream right now. He'd be tearing y'all up.
Oh, well, yeah, your younger brother, Andrew, he'd already have visuals for us to look at.
Oh,
He had Photoshop up and ready to go.
Oh Lord, he's quick with that
Mark, it's them
Photoshop.
eyes, Mark. It's them dreamy eyes of yours. Do it to us all the time.
Well, I'm not wearing the glasses now, so I don't resemble my younger brother. I got my contacts in, so he's.
Everybody's going to carry over the lives to Val's life after
Val's life, yep.
What time does she go on?
Well, that's if I get an
this.
invite.
Immediately at 7 in about
Actually,
6
your
minutes.
brother's on live now.
5 minutes.
Yeah, your brother's on though right now, Mark.
I just can't keep a leash on my brother.
Somebody
He's
throw a
always
link in
on.
here. I don't have Mark's brother.
Yeah, Andrew.
Yeah, Andrew.
Yeah, you do.
Oh, that's his brother.
His brother.
Yeah.
We proved that genetically. Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I haven't been around lately. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
okay.
they took the DNA test. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Let's look at him.
Yeah, they do look alike.
Doesn't he
Yeah,
look
do it.
Canadian?
Wait. Let me go put the glasses on for you, Michael.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does. Now that
You can get the visual. Yes.
Yeah, they're brothers.
they're related. I thought maybe he had a younger brother that was gay or something. That's why.
No.
Now you're calling Andrew gay?
You're not calling Andrew gay.
Brother.
No, I can't do this for very long because I got my contacts in, so it's basically blurry. But I mean, come on. Do I look like Andrew? I mean, apparently people think so. I don't know.
Squint your eyes a little.
Cigarette and you're there.
There we go.
I need a cigarette in my hand.
Cigarette, yeah.
In my hand. There we go.
And you
fake,
need the beautiful Russian beside you too, there, bro.
that I can't pull off.
Yeah.
So. As much as I would like to, I can't.
Oh no, you couldn't afford it.
My wife's
Russian
Italian.
bronze,
My wife's Italian, so you'd have to settle for a beautiful Italian.
Janelle County said he did the 23andMe test.
Yeah. You didn't know that they were related?
I'm sorry,
Oh, yes.
I submitted no swabbing test whatsoever. So.
Yeah, well, you went and had
Now,
coffee.
Now,
you went and had coffee at the wrong place.
I've been swabbed, but not for DNA. Just saying.
Okay.
Your proctologist turned you in.
What? They don't swab there?
It's all on the gloves. It's all on the gloves.
Paul, have another brownie.
Yeah, right? Wait, no. Don't say that after saying
I
proctologist.
know. I'm thinking of brown gloves now.
Get this all out of your system, Paul, before you go on Val's life.
No, he'll probably fall asleep on there.
I'll fall asleep on Val's
He'll
line.
be safe.
Mark, I could have learned math from you.
Brownie.
I could have learned some math from you. I'm
So
ready.
I'm checking my email, and I got no email from Val. So
You think so, huh, Michael?
Yeah, I think.
I'd like to think you'd learn from me.
I don't have any emails either, but Roger called her because I called Roger. He says, I haven't heard from her all day. I'm going to call her and find out. And that's when he called her, and then he put in here that Val was going on, but who knows? I said, Roger, you better be ready to go on. He says, I know. He's looking for having the evening off, I think.
Kurt, with all of the digital work that you do, I'm really disappointed that you didn't have a Val tracker up.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm serious. We needed a Val tracker. She's here right now, terrorizing Detroit. Now she's moving on over to the East Coast.
Well, I'm trying to convince her that that ankle bracelet I want her to wear is not because she's out of jail and on a parole or anything. It's for a reason.
Yeah. So what did you say so that Trump would let her back in?
Yeah. That way we can track her and make sure it's just her coming back in.
And coast to coast drones, that's an evil rumor. No, Val will not be flying my drones or driving my vehicle.
That's not according to what she said.
She can say whatever the heck she wants to say. I got the keys and I got the transmitters.
So here's the interesting thing about Mark.
Whoa.
No. When this rumor with Val driving his car and flying his drone first started, Mark was like, "Oh no, yeah, whatever." But every time it gets repeated, Mark's voice goes up in intensity.
Higher, more intense.
Higher, more intense.
There's some people that believe you say it more often and long enough, it's going to happen. And I'm just trying to fight that.
All I know is that you guys set Kim up, and that's all I'm saying.
What's that?
You guys set Kim up.
What? Because Val's going to be there?
If Val's got to leave her drone at home because she said you told her there's no space for her to bring that tiny.
No. I said that's the primary thing to pack. It's only a breeze, for crying out loud. I can put that in the glove compartment.
And she said you told her not to bring it.
Yeah, that's what she said.
She got stuck in the fly.
Okay, no, she's just telling tales now. I never told her. I said, if anything, at least pack one thing of underwear and your drone, and then from anything else there, that's just icing on the cake.
That's not what she said, did she?
Again, you're listening to what Val's saying, not what I'm saying. I'm actually resenting this.
Listen, guys,
his voice is just every time it gets more intense and more intense and more intense.
According to Val,
now I feel like I'm sitting in front of my summer school students.
Hey,
getting angry.
Hey, Mark.
Nobody's listening to me.
Mark, according to Val, you told her don't worry about it. You have plenty of drones, and so does Kim, that she'll be able to fly.
Okay, again, you're making that up, Paul.
No, she said that.
No, she said that.
And if she's saying it for a week,
and if she's saying that again, you're taking her word for it. I'm trying to control the tone of my voice now.
Hey, Mark, I'm gonna save you while we can and end the live stream so we can jump over the.
Let's do one last drop. Ready?
Okay, let's do the last drop. You ready, Mike?
I'm ready.
Mike, okay.
I'm ready.
Sunday Nights with Those Guys is sponsored by
those guys.
Thank you very much, guys, for hanging. Guys, give me a minute.
I don't know if she's on yet.
I need actually.
Stay tuned for more news about Val flying Centroid's drone.